Oh, his right hand is missing.
It doesn't take off your head, guys. It takes off your hand. Gustav is the name of the guy who created the lock, and now he's here. So the only man who knows how the lock works lost a hand. Guess who else lost a hand? Our mom. We better be damn careful getting out of here. We know how she lost her hand, and if we're not careful, we will lose one too, attempting to escape this secret room. This could be a terrible thing, but I think I have figured it out. It's the reverse combination, right? 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 Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Council and to part 5 of our playthrough of the second episode, Hide and Seek. Welcome back. If you've missed any of the previous episodes, links for those are in the description, and if you find yourself enjoying today's, go ahead and click the like button and hit me up in the comments. What do you think of the mysteries? What do you think of how I'm doing so far in episode 2? Well, in the last part of this playthrough, I managed to successfully kill Lord Mortimer's bird. Among my greatest failures, among my greatest successes, was deciphering the puzzle, unlocking the door at the back of his office, going through the nightmare, as our mother's clue led us to believe, and entering his secret study. Now, I should mention, I just recorded a few minutes without the recording properly set up. I'm going to re-examine the couple of things I did look at. Don't worry, nothing major, and we will look at this again together. So, what we find on the walls here are sort of his master plans. My dearest Lord Mortimer, I regret to inform you that it will soon be impossible to ignore the pressure from the Russians. The Tsarina Catherine has every intention of supporting the Count of Provence, and will recognize him as the regent of the Kingdom of France once King Louis has disappeared from the political stage. I'm sorry to announce bad news, but expect dark times ahead. Your friend, Elfried Bauer. And a map of... It's hard to recognize. That's Asia.
A fine-looking map of the Orient, indeed.
Oh yeah, I see India and what would have been Siam at the time, Philippines, etc. So this is him plotting out his master plan. That's it for the wall. But down here we have more notes. Sir, your plans to intervene in Belgium are to go ahead as set down. I am to preoccupy the Prussian army. Your delivery of cannons to Valmy has ensured our victory. As agreed, I have notified the King of Prussia of the invasion plans of Custine and of the Army of the North. I will keep the Austrians out of Belgium. I am quickly to return to Paris as I sense the fate of our King Louis is about to be decided dishonorably, and it is impossible for me not to intervene. Should you have any missives to give me, I invite you to go by, as per usual, our friend, Monsieur Peroux. Sincerely yours, Charles Francois Dumouriez, General of the Army of the North. I would assume a part of the French Revolutionary Army.
It's locked.
A locked door. Clearly there are secrets deeper than the ones we are uncovering, and another wall of details, another... My dearest Lord Mortimer, as a friend of China, rest assured that you will be rewarded for your information. You need not worry about the scheming against us from Great Britain. Their representative, Mr. Paul McCartney, will leave with no hope of any arrangements involving us. Your friend, Qianlong, Emperor of the Qing Dynasty? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And then another wall of notes here, guys. William, whatever your projects, it would seem that our father is against leaving you with a grip on Europe. Russia will soon commit itself to the coalition against your dear France. Don't think you can resist for long. I beseech you, William, not to persist. You are tearing our family apart. Your loving brother, G. P.S. I shall come to your conference, but do you think that holding it at the present moment is conductive? The only person here that could be his brother, and we would believe it, is von Volner. They look quite a bit alike. And what do we have here? A map of Europe. I'm going to be very careful to spend my points. We spent far too many on crappy skill checks. We're so low on effort points. We're out of honey. We'll just say it's a map of Europe.
Forces present in Europe. It's clear that France is surrounded by her enemies. However, a large number has been underlined in bold. 26 million. I know what it is. It's an estimation of my country's population. All our neighbors have far fewer inhabitants.
A family is playing a game of Risk, it seems. And it seems that old William has staked his game on France. There's Italy. There's Spain, and they all connect. One more note on this wall. My dear friend, thank you for your words, and I do understand your situation. I regret having to confront you militarily, but if the situation obliges me to declare war, then do what you think fit. Under your advisement and with a wary heart, I am off to meet up with the coalition that opposes you. In the hope of serving you again, George, King of Hanover, King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. That is the crazy King George. Now this is an important thing. Let's save that for the end. That looks like India. A note near India. Let's come back to that after having circled around the room. And one thing, guys, this game is a 9 out of 10 on Steam. All of the biggest complaints are about the voice acting, and specifically the main character's voice acting. I don't think he's that bad, but when he reads letters, he is really, really dull. There are so many letters in this room, I think you should be grateful that you don't have to listen to Louis read them. I am a much better voice actor than whoever that is. Doing Louis' voice. Allow me to continue. My dear friend, as desired, I have been able to gather together my friends to sign the agreements you proposed. This agreement shall be known as the Buttonwood Agreement. If you recall the place where we gathered when you met us for the first time, you will understand why this name was given. Please find a list enclosed of my colleagues. Leonard Bleecker, 16 Wall Street, an American. Hugh Smith, Tontine Coffee House, the Tontine. The heck, I know that term, tontine. I remember it from a Sherlock Holmes story. What the heck is the tontine? Armstrong and Barnwall, 58 Broad Street. That's another spot in the U.S. Broad Street is Philadelphia. Samuel March, 243 Queen Street. Andrew D. Barclay, 136 Pearl Street. Benjamin Satius, 8 Hanover Square. John Henry, another American. 13 Duke Street. John Bush. Are these the signers of the Declaration of Independence? John Bush, 195 Water Street. David Reedy, 58 Wall Street. The Tontines. God, that is I cannot remember what that is. Thank you for your help. We shall soon be able to meet at my place, the Tontine Coffee House. I look forward to seeing you as soon as possible, Hugh Smith. Tontine. Some kind of revolution or rebellion or something. Does it involve Asia? My memory is horrific. My dear friend, thank you for your services rendered and your help in the fight against the Spanish and the conquest of Oran. A ship bound from Marseille in France has been chartered. Hidden aboard are a few corpses infected with the plague that is decimating our country at this moment in time. Be very careful when handling these boxes, because if inadvertently opened, you risk spreading the disease all over France. Mohammed El Kabir. Okay? There is so much here, guys. It is insane. The Tontines. I want to Google it. It's a map of the Americas. I can't spend the points on it.
This shows the forces present in America.
Yeah, that's all we can do for now, old Louis boy. We gotta save these points, I tell ya. The gift has been delivered. Timur Shah Durrani, King of Afghanistan, of Punjab, of Sindh, of Mashhad, and of Kashmir, should not retain his title much longer. His son, Zaman, will succeed him as planned. We will then be able to resume negotiations. K. Another sibling, perhaps. G and K.
Weakness of the Human Psyche by Guillaume Trimore. He says, it is possible to drill an idea into someone by constant daily repetition until the mind gives in. And goes on, there are hundreds of good ways to live life, but you only need one to convince the masses that it's the only one possible. The author isn't letting any ethical principles get in his way, is he?
So we unlocked a couple of traits since being in here, guys. Are these in order? That's how they spell honest, by the way. I know this is a French studio, but come on, guys. Vidocq, you have found all the clues and explored all the trails during the investigation into Elizabeth Adams' death. Theologian Libertine Investigation. Shepherd we just got. You gain 1 point in manipulation. You read a book about the weaknesses in the human mind. Okay. I don't see any other recent ones here. Theologian Vidok we got this time, and Honest we got this time. That is not how you spell it. That drives me a little crazy, but I'll be cool with it. What do we got here? Honey, royal jelly. I wonder if I should spend those points now. That's 2 extra points. My lord, I hope this letter will reach you. My hours are numbered. My printing house has been confiscated, and I am imprisoned in the fortress of Schlüsselburg. If by chance you could intervene in my favor, I would be eternally in your debt. The Tsarina Catherine should not be long banning all Golden Order lodges from her territory. Our horizon becomes considerably darker. I hope you can help me, your friend, Nikolai Novikov. Alright, and now a map of Africa and Madagascar? Freebie.
Moreover, it shows a fair number of sea voyages being organized towards the American continent. No doubt with slaves. How many men are broken in this trade? Tens of thousands each year, according to what people say.
Anything about this?
It shows the forces present in Africa. This is unexpected activity in this sector. It looks like there are also many unknowns, even for Mortimer.
Now, that was a freebie there, guys. I wonder if we could find a freebie now if we go back to the other maps. Dear Lord Mortimer, I am writing to persuade President Washington not to sign the Fugitive Slave Act as it stands. We must absolutely legislate on a national level and not allow for every state to choose their policy regarding slaves. It was initially intended to resolve a conflict between Pennsylvania and Virginia. By signing it, we risk legislating the hunting of blacks. More and more men of little faith are becoming slave hunters, and unable to find any slaves on the run, they kidnap the first blacks they come across, which they pass off as the wanted runaway. The situation threatens to quickly degenerate. Thank you in advance, your friend John Adams. P.S. Say hello to my daughter Elizabeth for me. Dear Lord Mortimer, I regret to inform you that our plans in Poland are set to fail. Russia and Prussia are working in cohort to bleed our dear Poland. We have no power here. We continue to maintain pressure as best we can on the Prussian border as agreed in order to occupy Frederick William's army, but I do not know how long we can keep it up. Your devoted servant, Elfried Bauer. Tell me if it's a freebie now, though. That would be great. 1 point. No, politics level 1. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to spend those points, and we are going to instead take a look at this dagger note in the middle of the Bengal Sea. Let us see if you have the courage to face me alone.
My mother's writing. I've picked up her trail.
Wow.
What's she up to? Obviously, she wants to lure Mortimer somewhere, but where?
What is that dagger?
The only clue she's left for Mortimer is this stone sword. It must be intentional. It looks like a decorative sword, like from a statue, for example. And judging by the state of it, I'm guessing it's been left outside for a long time. I have absolutely got to find out where it came from.
All right, geeks, we have advanced. We have found a clue to our mother's location, and clearly we are taking it with us. A see if you have the courage to face me alone message to Lord Mortimer, and a stone sword, and we have a whole nother room to search. I hope you don't mind the slow pace of today's episode, but we need to look at each and every one of these clues in order to do justice by this story. Our dearest friend, our plans are going wonderfully well. The Coinage Act has been voted. The very first Bank of America will be called the Union Bank. As for the construction of the White House, it is still due to begin in October. I will accept no delays. You can trust me on that. Thomas Jefferson, Secretary of State.
A table of alchemical elements.
We've seen this before.
Lord Mortimer also studies alchemy? It seems like he's interested in everything.
We saw this in von Volner's room. Alright, and a couple more points. We have a little bit more to spend.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Okay, so that would require a free skill use. I think it could be worth it at this point. Unless it's full of these. That's the only time it wouldn't be. It could be full of Devil's Thorn as well. Item added. Key with an occult fire symbol. Uh-huh.
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
Okay. It's half unlocked. Alright, maybe the other key is around the room. We certainly didn't find these keys last time round.
Am I seeing things, or is that an actual von Leeuwenhoek microscope? Incredible. Mortimer really is at the cutting edge of science.
That would...
Even at the Order, it took us ages to get one of those.
That would literally have just been invented, I think. When was the von Leeuwenhoek microscope? The 1790s, I thought. Dear Lord Mortimer, be assured of my entire devotion. As agreed, the Vendée peasantry will soon rise up. My network is striving to increase pressure on the masses. The decision of the Assembly, which consists of voting the civil constitution of the clergy, is inflaming the region. The people overwhelmingly reject the priests and swear loyalty to the state. If you could ensure that the convention will administer the final blow to the people, the issue will be resolved. Without wishing to direct you, a forced recruitment for faraway conflict would be a perfect way to arouse the people definitively. Your devoted servant Francois Attons Charette de la Contrie. I'm trying here, guys. Carmelite water, another free skill use, so if we do need to unlock that box, it's cheaper now than it was. This is the other key, perhaps? What do we got here?
That must be for writing the homing pigeon messages.
What do we got
An
there?
iron mask. I wonder who it's for.
I feel like that painting exists elsewhere in the place. Nothing on this, eh? Nothing on that giant chalkboard full of scribbles, eh? Dear Lord Mortimer, as agreed, I've changed your old lock for one of my invention. Drawing inspiration from your doctor friend, Mr. Guillotine, here is the model of your new lock, if you appreciate my prototype. It is difficult to imagine how it all fits together, but it will be located in the middle of the present door, the aim being to alter nothing of the door's functionality, but to add a bit of spice. Depending on the lineup of the wheels, the aforementioned lock will open, or will punish the snooper whose faith is not strong enough. I called my invention the Judgment of Faith, because if a snooper is unable to resist opening it, they will be punished. I hope you'll appreciate the irony of the situation. Gustave Montran, Master Architect. Here's the clue, guys. Mr. Guillotine. The lock will cut off your head if you don't do it properly. Is that what that's saying? Is that the lock by the door, I wonder? And let's see if we can find this other key.
A skeleton by the name of Gustav, if the plaque on the plinth is anything to go by. Mortimer's given a name to his anatomy skeleton. That's morbid. Oh, his right hand is missing.
It doesn't take off your head, guys. It takes off your hand. Gustav is the name of the guy who created the lock, and now he's here. So the only man who knows how the lock works lost a hand. Guess who else lost a hand? Our mom. We better be damn careful getting out of here. We know how she lost her hand, and if we're not careful, we will lose one too, attempting to escape this secret room.
These are feathers. Pigeon, probably.
Okay.
Strange. I don't recognize the alphabet. I wonder where the pictograms are from. It isn't Egyptian or Hebrew. There are two inscriptions on the sides as well as on the top. No way to know what's underneath. Absolutely no idea what it's for, but I find this cue fascinating. Looks like obsidian or onyx. Must weigh a ton.
This is interesting as all hell, guys. I hope you enjoy. This is a table for dissecting a person.
Something strange about this table. The little surgeon's perfect collection.
Okay, we're discovering all kinds of stuff. Here's a jar in which he contains, what, a human head or something?
Preservation using formaldehyde. Just as disgusting as ever.
He's a real freak. Total freak. And we still have his main desk to examine. Lord Mortimer, the tiger is dying. Who? That's probably India? On your demand, I have attacked Travancore and personally cut the throats of as many Englishmen as possible, though without help from the French. I cannot hold them off much longer. My forces are rapidly diminishing in spite of your new rockets. Help us, Tipu Sahib, Sultan of Mysore. Alright.
Look, a pack of tarot cards. Has he been reading the cards? Mortimer? That would surprise me.
Spend the points. For sure, spend the points.
It is a typical draw on a line that answers a specific question. To the left, temperance. That announces a reward for one who patiently waits before taking any action. And in the middle, the chariot, which symbolizes triumph and business success. To the right, the emperor evokes a future full of power and stability.
These have to do with paintings, 100%. There's definitely paintings of an emperor. There's definitely paintings of a chariot that we saw in his Hall of Portraits, and surely there's one of temperance. Let's keep that in mind. Let's keep that sequence in mind as we go forward. Is that it? This is the last thing?
3 rusty old nails. They're about 20 centimeters long.
Crucifixion nails? Would there be 3? I think we've searched the place. Where do I find that last key?
A chest with a motif representing the alchemical symbol of fire.
I'm gonna unlock this and spend 3 points to do so, guys. Hopefully it's right. Item added. Key with an occult water symbol. Item added. Collector coins. More collector coins. More collector coins. Is that it, really? More collector... What a waste of my time. Give me something valuable. 5 collector... I guess you're finding all the coins here. If you don't do that, you don't get that possibility. So we need to find a clue to our mother's location, but I don't know where to go next or what to do next, guys. I really don't. We have been everywhere, seen everything. I think I went in a big circle around the room to make sure I found everything. So we did find that clue to our mother's location. I think now we leave.
Oh, shit. How am I going to get out of here now?
That had 7s on it earlier. And this is the lock that is supposed to screw you over when bad things happen. So that's a 1. That needed to be that. Yeah. And then another 1. I'm just figuring out what's on the other side. And then a 9. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then... Is that what it was? I think so. 5191. 1191. Like that, right? Don't kill me. Don't trap me.
This looks like the same mechanism as the one on the other side.
This is a freebie.
It looks too easy. It could be a trap. Looks like the same as the one on the other side.
I'm gonna do this, guys. Now, this was a terrible waste last time, but...
The mechanism passes through the wall. The wheels are the same on both sides. Chances are the combination I used on the other side works on this side too.
This could be a terrible thing, but I think I have figured it out. It's the reverse combination, right? 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 Okay. Oh, I thought that was gonna punish me. Now, speaking of punishment, surely bad things are going to happen here, right?
Well, we better not dwell on it then.
Okay. Okay, guys, we got away scot-free. Find out the origin of the sword left by your mother. We need to get out of here ASAP, because in part 4... Tell me he didn't, miraculously recover. No, I killed Waldo the Minor Bird. Poor old Waldo. He had it coming, stupid bird, you idiot. But we are early enough on in this episode that I'm going to continue. I'm going to take us downstairs. I'm going to see if there's more to investigate. Oh, and that is it. Episode 2, The Nightmare. Okay, I met Manuel Godoy. I got some information out of von Volner. I found the nightmare that my mother mentioned. I got to know Waldo. I found a way of getting into the secret study. I got out of Mortimer's secret study without any trouble. I could have met Peru under strange circumstances, but I went upstairs first. So I missed an alternate path, and just like in episode 2, I continued to fail. I poisoned Waldo, the bird in Lord Mortimer's office. Alright guys, so what I think I am going to do is call an end to this episode here. This part of our playthrough here. Let's go ahead and well, yeah, I think that probably makes sense. This is going to be a bit of a shorter part of the playthrough, but I think what we'll do, we have 4 points to spend. I'm going to spend them at the beginning. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to spend them at the beginning of the next episode, and for now, I will say thank you so much for watching. This is a multi-part adventure, guys. If you've missed some of it, click on the playlist that's popping up on your screen right now, and dive into either Episode 1, The Mad Ones, Episode 2, Hide and Seek, and update yourself on the story. Get caught up to where we are. If you haven't done it, and you've made it to the end of the video, click the like button, hit me up in those comments, and if you really want to say thank you for this series, go ahead and check out my Patreon page. You would make a huge difference signing up at the lowest level possible, but that does it for this one, geeks. I'm UTC, this is The Council, and I will see you in the next part of our playthrough of Episode 2.